Ladies and gentlemen, we're a bit pressed. We got 2.5 hours left, roughly, to get the full level up. So we're starting with 5 hours and 3 minutes, right? Where we're starting kind of like there. And we're now going to be trying to get to 100 in the next 2.5 hours. It should be absolutely able to, because we're just flying through content. Where's the Beast of Ice? The Beast of Ice is if you go to the Enchanter and you craft your sigils for the Beast of Ice. So you go here, crafting, Ancestral, and then you craft Glacial Fissure. First one or second one, whatever you feel like. Okay, we are going to continue with our 60 pushes. I actually did a 100 just to see if I could do a 100. I can do a 100, but it makes no sense because the time loss is just too big. Trailer for the new class, 18th of July is coming. You picked the Snow Leopard. Yes, fallacy. I'm a Snow Leopard boy. I'm sorry. So 5 hours so far to this point, chat. I'm kind of proud of that. I mean, because we tried, but it's not like that we lost our virginity over it, right? And now we have to find out, who do we have to kill for Izu's heirloom boots? Is that Varshan, or who do we have to kill for that? Let's check quickly the Helltide. I mean, I could knock out the PvP zone too. Helltide is demonic structures, slay Hellborn, and demonic structures. Maybe Lord Zur. I need to, Sunshine, pick up my goddamn thingies again. Oh, wait, I have... no. I was explaining things. I have the wrong skills equipped. Shit. I need to change my lightning spear for... I had the wrong things equipped. God, I love this. It hasn't changed from day one. Still absolutely in love with what this build does. You know, to the enemies. We need to pick up potions. I have a fortitude potion, but I don't have an elixir of anti-venom running right now. I'll find one of those too. So what's happening right now is that we're just essentially destroying people with ice orbs left, right, and center. We changed a little bit. We changed some of the skills to boost the build even further, which is quite interesting. And it worked nicely. That's why we have the updated build guide. We changed our masteries around. We tried some things with like the bonus attack speed aspects and so on. And I gotta say, it's quite nasty. Might even have to like equip one of those quickly to get even more attack speed going. I definitely need a one-handed weapon now. Amon, thank you for the 39 months of support. Amon, great to see you there. Amon, we're already 88. One freaking cursed event in the dungeon essentially gets us all the way to like almost 2 Paragon points. Please be cursed. Never cursed, Chad. Disappointment. Parent tab, if you only appeared to be a douche nozzle, then you shouldn't have come in the first place. Because for some reason, I know it sounds weird, but if you come somewhere and behave like a douche nozzle, no one is like, hey, nice to see you. And yet you keep coming and behaving like that. Easiest comes from Varshan and Beast. I mean, Beast should probably be the easiest to do because Varshan feels so weird. Like, I do hate Tormented Varsh. He feels so weird. Apart with the Necro. Necro just ate him. Well, a Rogue ate him too. I think I tried Tormented Varsh with the Druid. It didn't feel good. It felt plenty weird. I've seen the Incinerate Sorcerer build. It's super fun. Like, I mean, if you want to play a flamethrower, right, and just stand around and flamethrow things, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant and lovable. So if that is your vibe, if that's your playstyle, perfection, right? poetry. Not sure why they even made a currency to enter the pit. Right? Just make the pit unlock at some point, right? But I don't know what this currency was about. Is any one of you ever ran out of the currency? Was ever like, oh no, I'm just about to run out of my pit currency. Gosh darn. No, correct? So, good news, chat. My daughter is now officially signed up to school, and he had to go with one of the school women, like, in a room, and she was, like, asking her questions without, you know, the parent being present. So she's like alone and can show, like, off what she can actually do. And the lady gave me my kid did everything right. Yeah. I only have to work on her holding a pen, but the problem is I'm left-handed. I can't teach anyone that. You know? I cannot teach my child to hold a pen. I'm left-handed. I'm handicapped. I'm sorry. Chad, you might have not known this, but I'm actually heavily handicapped because I am left-handed. And when I'm holding a pen and writing, it looks absolutely ugly. A combi, good to see you there, brother. Because back in the days, you had to write like, so you weren't writing with like pens in German school. I don't know how it is like in your country, but you were writing with these inky pens, you know, with these pens where you actually put ink in, and then you had to write with them. I don't even know what they're called in English. But the problem is if you do that left-handed, well, you just smear the whole page because your goddamn arm is going over all the ink. You know? So you had to develop a very weird ass writing style just to exist. Yeah, I don't know what it's called in English, right? Fountain pens? It's called a fountain pens? Okay, ambidextrous, you're doing things mixed. Bless you, Dirash. I wish I could write with my right hand, but it's impossible. I've tried at occasions. It's literally impossible. It looks like, I don't know, my cat tried to write, and I don't have a cat. That's how bad it is. No curse things. Mm-hmm. Yeah, those pens where you put like that you have to refill with ink, you know, that's what we use in Germany to teach kids writing. Cruel, I know, unnecessarily cruel. Never a good reason to do that. Okay, we need to spend some obols here. I can ride with bows, not same speed. Blackhammer, I work in the United States for a German company called Fritz Winter. I was so excited to tell you. Thanks for all you do and hope the family's doing well. I don't actually know Fritz Winter. What do they make? Like you know? So you know more than me, sir, because I know shit as it seems. I need a good focus. Something with like max roll ind or something in that direction. I could use a dagger too. Fine, they probably make winter stuff. Surprise. Boom. 400 IQ. I pieced that together. No problem. A Pfiffida is a fountain pen. So fountain pen was actually the correct word. Yeah. Well, that's the only thing I have to teach my kid better. To wield their fountain pen. And then we win. I work in tech. I use a pen once a month. My handwriting is shocking. My handwriting is okay. I just don't want to. I have to admit, when I'm handwriting something, it's so exhausting. Like, I don't know, as someone who's like working mostly with PCs, if I start writing something with my hand, right? Like, yeah. It's like, I can, but it's so exhausting really quick for your hands because you're not used to it anymore. And like, oh man, my hand hurts. I'm getting cramps. Oh no, this is so bad. Because you literally haven't done it in a while. Yeah, your hand hurts after 3 sentences. Well, thank you very much. So I'm not the only one. So I don't have to feel bad about it. I'll probably still have to feel bad about it. Let's be fair. Like we're horrible examples, Chan. Yeah, the hand cramps are real, right? I'm not making this up. Good. That has me reassured in my awkwardness. Thank you, chat, for having my back. Thank you for the key. That took long enough. I'm still not used to with a Sorc just going through things. And yes, I'm willing to wait for the cooldown. You remember cursive? It's the thing of the past. Well, yeah, in Germany, you had to start writing in cursive, or you learned writing in cursive. My children won't anymore, which is good. I really don't need to. I can still read and write cursive, but I just don't want to. No, there's things I can do. I can do a lot of things, but I just don't want to do these things, you know? You know, only because you can doesn't mean that you should or want. I'm very happy to leave that by. My wife still writes in cursive, but she also has a beautiful handwriting, so I guess it's fine. Lady's amazing. I'm gonna touch cursive like with a pole. Any point. But good that we can bring back some nightmares from school time. Honestly, I'm almost level 100, but every time I start casting, it's just pew 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 in my brain. Hasn't changed. We'll continue. Especially when you're just destroying everything. Us talking about cursive sounds like our grandparents talking about old German letters. Hey, we are old. When at this point you're like 30 plus, you know, you've been on this world for quite a while already. You're closer to the 50 than the 20s. Okay, sir. Just like, I don't want to do this to you, but closer to the 50s than to your 20s. Most cases. Just remember that. Okay, where's the last one? Is he all the way there? I want to quit this dungeon right now. Still to this day, never understood why we would put grades on writing beautiful, by the way. That's a great way to just make your people focus on, like, you know, it didn't matter if you actually wrote something that makes sense. You just had to write beautiful enough, huh? Luckily, that's the thing of the past. I mean, as long as it's legible, right? Because Christina's little brother, he's a different generation. He's born 2000, okay? 2000. His handwriting is barely legible. So I guess beautiful writing, good and bad, yeah. But, you know, teach children to write in a way that you can read the fuck they're writing. Because that should be the minimum thing. I don't care if it's in cursive or printed letters, right? Just like make it legible. Because most adults don't even write legible at this point. Kind of like, well, what did you just write there? It's your doctor writing? Yeah, fuck your doctor writing. No one can read that. Doctor writing is a good excuse for not being able to use a pen correctly. You can't even sign your own name now. I have my first name and then I make a wiggle for my last name. If I have to sign papers, so when you sign papers, right? And there's like on page 1, you have to put your signature. On page 2, you have to put your signature. On page 3, you have to put your signature. Well, guess what? On every page, my signature looks different. Straight up. Like, ha, you think 3 signatures? You get 3 different ones. I'm sorry. You can ask afterwards if this is actually, like, you know, the real me who wrote these. Yeah, definitely forged straight away. And then I don't know if you've seen these TikToks. Then there are these TikToks where there are people that write really beautiful, where people send in their names, and it's always like, oh, here's an idea how to write the letter X and so on in very beautiful. You're like, yeah, fuck no. Just done. Who cares? As if someone is going to check if that's your real signature or not. Your old granny wrote in calligraphy style. I mean, that's beautiful if that's your if that's your hobby, right? If you enjoy doing that, that's fine. But don't force children to write in cursive, because that's no one's fucking hobby. Like, I'm sorry to tell this, but that's no one's hobby. No one, you know? Haruto, good to see you there. What's the best Sorc build to blast Hell Tides? This, I mean, like, I've been infinite mana blasting Hell Tides, and it's not even funny. You essentially stand in the middle and you just throw your balls around you, and that's about it. We can go to Hell Tide in a second. We can show you. Please be cursed. Please be cursed. Never curse, chat. Never curse. Only the real deal. Hands up, hands down, little goblin. Hand over your treasure back right now. Helmet, dagger, treasure back. Ah! Sir, I'm trying to pick up the loot here. I'm not interested in fighting you. Seriously. Imagine without you, Doc, you would have to pick up the loot too. Cursed. Still not cursed. Higher level fast from 100 from 60. Should I spam nightmares or hell tides? You should roughly spam hell tides probably until level 70. And after level 70, I would do nightmares. Like, why 70? Because usually when you're level 70, you can start doing like tier 50 straight away. And I honestly prefer like from tier 50 on, because that's just more XP for your glyphs. Lower dungeons always feel like kind of bad. Yeah, that's how I view it. I've been going on about it. Okay. You wanted to see Hell Tide for a second. How long is this? 31 minutes. Go. If you have a link for the build, it's in the description of the video. The stats on gloves and chest remain the same in your build with Ubers. Yes. So it's actually written in the guide, Roscoe, that the tempers and the stats, everything is the same. I just was a bit pressed for time this morning, so I couldn't like put that all correctly in. The gloves are essentially Frozen Orb gloves. On my gloves, I, for example, have to reroll into attack speed currently, which I don't want to do because it's expensive and I don't want to do that. But this is essentially you here in Hell Tides, right? You just go through and you blast everything. Oh, and if you ask yourself, do you ever run out of mana? You don't. You're literally unable to run out of mana. So what you're going to do is like this, and then you're going to like now summon, oops, the last heart in. You're going to position yourself like this, and then you're going to like, oh, I didn't put the heart in again. Okay, now after 3 tries, we're going to do this. And then you just wave your mouse in a circle and destroy everything. And it would be good if you had bonus attack speed already on items, because bonus attack speed on items lets you spam these ice balls faster, and then you can do more. Because as you see, my mana is unlimited, right? I don't, yeah. My mana is literally limitless. I have no problems. So I'm just blasting out things. Never stopping. And now imagine this with 2 times the amount of attack speed. Because that's what we're talking about, right? More attack speed, more kabam. That's also why technically the Ring of Starless Skies is actually good, but practically it's costing you attack speed, and not a little bit. We're talking about like 18% attack speed less. Well, that's the beauty of it, you know. And then when a boss comes, you're essentially just able to completely spam her down with your shit. And if I like, I can even just like keep spawning that's on her position, like without ever having to move, right? And keep your things up. And then you gotta follow her every now and then. And we're good. So that's kind of like you in Hell Tides, where you just exist. Considering that we have like some random items just going around that we're not even using to its full potential. But what I enjoy more is actually these the structures, because like killing her is easy, right? She's not a challenge. What I personally enjoy more is doing the structures. I'm gonna have to find a structure quickly, because the structures are just like, due to you having your rotation of abilities, you can essentially make sure to always have barrier, right? And if you can always have barrier, you're never in any position where you would take damage, and that allows you to take down just all the structures without a struggle, without a hassle. It's beautiful. But obviously I'm not going to be finding a structure right now, correct? I mean, there's usually tons of them around in this area. I'm saddened. I wanted to show chat how to beat a structure, and I can't find one. Sad vibes, sad vibes. Give me two more cinders, please. Thank you very much. Is there a limit on conjurations can spawn? I think with ice blades it's 4. Lightning spears is infinite, and hydras is 2 or 3. So you can easily get up to 10 plus, just like that, and have them rotating around you. You're not like the cat mount. I have the cat mount, but it doesn't fit to the style of what we're playing. So we're playing like this Frosty Ice Sorc. So I was like, doesn't really vibe well with what we do here. Oh, that's damage over time. It's useless. Maximum life. Thorns. Sad. Mm-hmm. If I remember correctly.
Greetings.
I needed this to. Yeah. Now let's go into the next dungeon. I hate Renegade's Retreat. I really do hate Renegade's Retreat. It's not fun to do. Not my favorite one of the dungeons. At what level do Helltide chests drop? 925 in World Tier 4. When you're level 92, they drop it, or you from level 80, from level 82 on with a mine cage. Which class do you prefer the most in Season 4? Still Necro? Yes. I mean, Rogue has been my best level experience. Sorc is competing with that. But Necro, end of the day, is just the most fun for me to figure out things because I know everything about Necro. I mean, the other class I try to understand like 1 or 2 builds, and I'm really like see that I min-max the Paragon boards and all that kind of stuff, right? But they're still like I don't have the level of understanding with these classes like I have with Necro. And Necro is just so much more fun to play since you can try out more things. Right? If you understand everything down to the little detail, then it's just always more freedom for experimentation and shenanigans. So that's what I'm a little bit missing with the other classes, obviously. And that's where Necro will just always be my personal number one. Especially now with new Paragon boards, new skills, new everything teasered, because that's what's coming with the new expansion, right? We're getting new things. We're not just getting, you know, the Spiritborn class and not just getting the new whatever. We're getting way more than that. Which has me personally very, very excited. especially for the future of Necro. Maybe we'll get a travel skill finally. A blood teleport. Anything. Are we not doing the double potion right now? To be fair, I just really don't want to spend my angel breath on that because I know I already have to do a lot of rerolls. If I burn my angel breath right now, I have less money for rerolls. It'll make me sad. New glyphs too, exactly. New legendary glyphs and stuff like that. So there's so much interesting new stuff coming that when you're, you know, for my necro, I can deep dive even harder and find out more things. That has me positively excited. Oh wow. Oh wow. Frozen Orb has to be buffed. I mean, like, so far as I see it, Frozen Orb can farm tier 100s, can farm tier 90s, so it's fine. I don't think Frozen Orb has to be buffed. A simple thing is that just not every build can do the same. That's just it. Not every build can do the same. Each build is unique. Each build can do their own respective things. And that's just what it is. I mean, the pit is like content that is endgame content, and not every build will always be viable in endgame content. That's just normal to this point. Like, I'm not saying that certain skills shouldn't be getting more power. Like, again, no hurt in buffing it. But I don't think there is like the argument other builds are working better, that's why you need to buff. It's not an actual argument, right? It's more like it is what it is. I have everything for the Uber build except Starless Skies. You don't need Starless Skies. Starless Skies is interesting, but it's also stealing you attack speed. Well, that's something because the build is so attack speed reliant. Like, you see how I'm killing this dude? If I had attack speed, I could kill him twice as fast. Because every bit of attack speed allows you to cast frost bolts faster, and then you do more DPS because more balls is more double balls, is more triple balls, is more conjurations, more everything, right? So more is more. But what I'm trying to say is that more is more. I got 3 GA pans with bash on them. Ooh, you think you're rich? Definitely. I think with the Frozen Orb versus Arclash, I don't have any comparison of any of the Sorc builds, if I'm honest with you. Really? 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 You wanna fuck? Really? You wanna mingle and jingle? You wanna tingle and tango? You wanna tango? God damn. Stop fighting me. I got Melted Heart. I mean, you can play Selig, but it essentially gives you bonus survivability that you can achieve otherwise. Selig was only necessary for the Abattoir of Zur, and Selig at this point is just completely like losing your amulet slot is horrible. No matter the build, losing your amulet slot will always be horrible. So Melted Heart of Selig is in that regard like a very bad thingy because you will always lose your amulet slot. And then Selig is not doing anything to give you damage. Selig gives you just straight up survival. But even that survival that Selig gives you is like a survival at a cost, which is actually not good. Sure, it gives you some core skill damage and whatever, but you're going to lose 2 temporaries on top of that, right? So that's kind of like, eh. All in all, I wish I could tell you that Selig is somewhat good, but it's actually just a big bag of sadness. There's a reason no one is playing it, and it's not, you know, the reason no one is playing Selig is not because no one has it or it's secretly OP and no one has discovered it. It's because it's not good. You know? It's not like that people have been like, oh, no one has so far discovered the secret Melted Heart of Selig build. And I am going to be the one. I mean, maybe, but no. I'm sorry. Use ya. Give me all that sweet XP. Give me all that sweet XP. Mm-hmm. But if you really want to play the Melted Heart, I mean, there's builds that essentially don't use Essence and that get more tanky. You can definitely play it on a Necro, for example, the Melted Heart of Selig. And if you do that, you lose Unyielding Commander, which is essentially 105% multiplicative damage that your minions get. So you're going to lose out on that, 105% multiplicative damage, which is kind of bad. For just a wee bit more survival that you could also have by simply avoiding attacks, right? The thing with Diablo Endgame, with all the survival and with all the damage reduction skill is, yes, some classes need the damage reduction in terms how they play. But, for example, when it comes down to the Necro and damage reduction, there's a lot to, how about you just get good and start avoiding things? Now, that sounds very, very condescending and mean, but it's literally like, if you want to die fire pits, what it comes down to, right? Just get good. It makes you feel bad when tempering is a thing. Well, it comes down to the temperings, right? But some temperings are just so crazy. I mean, sometimes you need the cooldown reduction temperings because they really allow you to spam your ulti. I mean, here for mage, for example, if you get a ring with a surge tempering, like you can use your unstable currents that is already very low cooldown, like way more often. Kind of good. Any reason to go higher than 10 levels above your level? Yes, because you want to have, by the point that you reach 100, all your glyphs level 21. And in order to get all your glyphs by 21, you don't want to do tier 40s. I mean, technically, I could only do tier 41s right now for the 925 items. But what I'm looking for is obviously the most amount of glyph XP with reasonable tempo while clearing. Right? So most amount of glyph XP with reasonable tempo while clearing. And I don't want to, like, be 100, and the first thing I have to do on level 100 is then still do Nightmare Dungeons. That's the most horrible thing. I don't want to do Nightmare Dungeons anymore when I'm 100. You're still running out of mana. Yeah, but I like the amulet helps a lot with that, but if you don't have the amulet, like, the aspect of the Umbral is insane. It's crazy. I mean, I haven't run out of mana like in ever. I don't know how running out of mana looks like anymore. We're not bothering with normal legendaries anymore because they don't have greater affixes and I don't need an amulet, so why would I bother? Right? Prodigy over Umbral any time of the week. I highly disagree, Neil. Highly disagree. Umbral just feels so much better. For Prodigy, you actually need to do something. For Umbral, you just need to exist. Prodigy is better in boss fights, though. That's true. But for Helltide, Umbral wins. I do have the Winter Glass. Well, then you're never going to be running out of essence again. I mean, look at us fighting here. I'm not doing anything special. I'm just holding down my 2 button. And I'm here. I'm eternal. I'm eternal. Okay, everything level 15, right? I might need Conjurer, Control, Electrocute, Flame Feeder. The glyphs from 15 to 21, the power gain is so little. True Pelican, the power gain is not little. Some glyphs go up from plus 20 to plus 30 instead per 5 points. That's not little. That's a huge gain. I mean, saying the gain from 15 to 21 is little is really disregarding how powerful that is. You have to go to 21. Yeah, but going to glyphs 21, you can do that before you get 100. I mean, you can essentially reach level 100 and have every glyph to 21 already that you need for your build, and even more. That's why it's recommended to level with this, because then as soon as you're 100, you literally, like, you're eliminating the need to ever go back into a nightmare dungeon. So when you're 100, you can then focus on all the things that are fun and actually helping you to level up, and you're done. You've reached the end game, and all of this shit here doesn't matter to you anymore, which I personally find very good, because I really don't want to be bothered with nightmare dungeons. They're boring. They don't get good loot. They're tedious to do. It's just all in all an annoying experience, right? Whereas like, you know, I could spam Helltide all day long, because I'm getting way better rewards. I'm getting more loot. I'm getting more everything. It's more fun to do. I can do the pit instead. I mean, hell, I could even be farming whispers, and I would get more loot. And not only more loot, also more gold. Or I want to get rid of them as fast as possible. I put this build up. The build was put up with 3 different varines, like the level varines and the Uber varine and the non-Uber varine. Right? For people that have all the gear, for people that don't have all the gear. Ow. I need to make sure to have a bit more. Oh. The rifle wrote me a message. I need to look for. I don't need to look for armor. I think we should put on the more attack speed, and I should be happy right now. We could probably put on verse too if we wanted to, but I don't really feel like that. I do believe I also put away a skill point into the barrier. I mean, I kind of like. I think I put a skill point away from the barrier, which doesn't. Yeah, which makes me generate less barrier currently. Need to look into that. You can't seem to drop it. My biggest recommendation is to find like 2-3 people you want to farm it with, like 2-3 of your friend who also need Lord Zur, or just randoms who need Lord Zur, because then you go farm with them, and if they drop the fractured glass, you get the fractured glass, and if you drop something they do need, you give it to them. So like general recommendation. I mean, like if you for example want to kill a tormented boss. If you do a tormented boss with 3 others, then you get 20 uniques, right? Wait, did I not find the other idols? Where the fuck are the other idols that I didn't find them? Like, for real? How could I have humanly be running past all the idols? Don't tell me it's at the beginning of the dungeon, because then I'm totally going to leave this dungeon right now. There, okay. Like, Jesus, I would have just left. He's 90. Yes, we are currently 38 minutes in. That is 5 hours and 40 minutes. So yesterday, the timer was 5 hours. Sadly, the timer, like, I don't know how to set up life split that it works for 2 days. I will have to watch a video on that. I've not bothered enough to figure out, right? So yesterday we went to level 87 in 5 hours and 3 minutes. Then we created this guide and sadly leveled up by a level. I'm sorry. So now we are already 2 levels higher in the past 38 minutes. And we have in total another 2 hours to now reach 100. Why 2 hours? Because then I need to pick up the children from kindergarten, and they're essentially going to put them on the street if I don't come pick them up. I mean, they know where I live, so they would just bring them to me, but, like, you know, how shameful would that be? Like, oh, sorry, I was video gaming a little bit too hard, you know? That's how I do a living. So thank you for bringing my children to me. Appreciate it. When my wife finds that out, I'm dead, essentially. You know, my wife finds that out, I'm dead. Please stop that and stop with the two-handed nonsense. What do you have there, Neil? No, sorry, I can't take that. I don't want your charity, Neil. Oh shit, I'm typing out things. Oops. I don't want your charity, Neil. But yeah, we should definitely go for one-handed. Let's actually swap over to one-handed after this, because one-handed is so much more attack speed, right? And again, the build is only attack speed, so you don't need anything else but attack speed. It's okay, Neil. Mouse marker via when? Mouse marker for what? Oh wait, how did he lose all his HP? Because of the... What, for spamming buttons? When don't you have hands, sir? Do you not possess hands? Okay, my wife wrote me a message. Okay, so Neil is yelling at me to take a one-handed weapon or he's gonna punch me in the throat. I don't want to be punched in the throat by Neil. Gotta make sure. I mean, I got this focus, so I can do the focus. Okay, so focus here, Neil. I hope you're happy. I don't want to get punched in the throat by Neil. Okay, Frozen Orb cast twice. There you go. Frozen Orb cast twice. Perfection. Damage to close enemies. Damage to distant enemies. Robbery. I'll keep it. So that's actually a 16% to Frozen. I mean, we just have to reroll the maximum resource because maximum resource doesn't make sense. So that can be maximum life for now. Thank you very much. Then I need a one-handed weapon. I don't know if I have a one-handed weapon. Technically, I should have a wand somewhere. I mean, technically, I have a bunch of wands, right? Here, intelligence and maximum life. Ta-da. You're happy now? Reroll that overpower damage into damage for now.
May your road be filled with wonders.
Temper it into Frost Orb twice. Let's go! Let's go! Ah! That Chinese pity tempering. No survivors. Get fucked. Okay, good. Where was I stuck now? Ah, yeah. I need. Where's my build? What do I need? Assign skills. I have currently. I don't need the accelerating aspect. I need to double check which passive I currently have on. We still have Shattered on. I need to double check if I have every point put that I want to, like the way I want to put it. Yep. Which reminds me that I then wanted to play the Isu for the bonus attack speed. We wanted to play Orbit for Frozen Orbit and Shredding. . And technically, we need to take these gloves here, and we need to replace intelligence through attack speed. But for the love of God, I'm not getting out. There's attack speed. Thank you very much. It's good. Good. I hope you're happy now, Daddy Neil. I got your approval. Let's put some gems in. I guess we can put in crit damage gems, but I'm not even sure if that's what I want. Probably one crit damage gems. Well, you could take vulnerable damage gems as well, so that's the same. I think you run out of mana. No. You don't run out of mana. Running out of mana is for noobs. You cannot possibly run out of mana with a build. It's literally impossible. It's not possible. Let's take the second potion. Oh, I should probably upgrade my potion too. Best elixirs, triple anti-venom. Since I don't have that much time left, we should maybe craft an instance as well. No, that costs angel breath. I don't have angel breath to spare. What do I look like? Someone that has money? Poor as fuck. Have you tried the Barb of Necromane? But Holy Barb is insane. I know how insane Barb is, and I'm just literally not interested in playing. Because I know. You know, that's the thing. Like there's nothing appealing to me for playing the most broken shit on the horizon, if that makes sense. Kind of like, yeah, I know. Barb is absolutely bonkers. Ergo, not really interested. Also, I need to keep up my persona of being able to complain about Barbarian, you know? Can't be complaining about Barbarian if I keep abusing it. Let me be on my pity horse, being like, Barbarians, where's my bonus aspects? Give me a belt right now, right? If Necro isn't completely bonkers either this season, Necro is really good, but if you compare Necro to Barb, you'll just quickly notice how not bonkers we are. Also, no matter how good Necro is, we're still not having like 4 bonus aspects. I'm sorry. We're still not having 2 two-handed aspects. It literally doesn't matter. And half of the Necro bonkersness is again only because of bugs. Because you would have like way less, you know, cooldown reduction and everything, if not. So yes, Necro is stronger now, but not comparable. You have Prodigy, don't you? No, I don't have Prodigy. I'm right now just running Ring of Starless Skies, which you might have missed. Yes, yes, give it to me. Please, more. When I cannot run out of resource here. Ah! I'm trying to use all my abilities as fast as I can, okay? But I can't run out of resource. I'm sorry. I'm trying to. Cast faster, pony. Faster. Faster. You need to show the people that you can run out of resource. Faster. By the way, this number here is the amount of conjurations I have. And every conjuration raises my regeneration by 10%. So right now I'm getting a 70% bonus mana regeneration, 80% bonus mana regeneration on top of like the mana regeneration that you actually have going on. The Shenang Shrine has run dry, sir, already a while ago. Just saying. You see that in the hourglass above my head. It's mainly like the Ring of Starless Skies that allows me to do this, because the Ring of Starless Skies essentially gives you another 40% resource cost reduction. So that's like the cheat about Ring of Starless Skies and why that item is just stupid, because it does not only give 40% more damage multiplicative. Okay, Chad? 40% more damage multiplicative. That would be okay if it just gave that. Nah. So on top of giving you 40% more damage multiplicative, it also reduces the resource cost of your ability by 40% too. Yeah. So it's kind of like, hey, you get a very big hammer, and then in your other hand you get a very big hammer too. So here's two very big hammers, and now you keep swinging. Like how about more wham, and then a little bit more wham on top of that? Huh? Yeah, sure, cool. Let's go. Kind of like illegal, but it's the good kind of illegal, you know. The one where you're like, yeah, this is not okay, but I'm still gonna do it. You know? This is not okay. This is not really not okay. We're still gonna do it. Still gonna do it. It's another event. I love it. The only downside of this event is probably the nature of the enemies, that they're like so far spread out, because you get like the archers, and then you get the dudes, and everything is like in their own sphere, and kind of like really kill them all together with like one shaboom. But hey, we're almost 92, Chan. So how long are we in now? We're online for 50 minutes. I got another 2 hours left. What do you think? 2 hours to 100? Feasible? Didn't Incinerate Sorc play a two-handed wand? I was under the impression that Incinerate played it two-handed, because attack speed didn't matter that much there, or the base attack speed. Go get the kids out, don't worry. Won't forget the kids. I mean, the kids will have to play a lot today, because I essentially have to prepare tomorrow's YouTube video already. I essentially, like, the way I do it right now is the kids sleep in essentially until 6:30. I'm still awake from 3 a.m. and I'm putting a camera on their bedroom, so I notice when they wake up. But you know, making a YouTube video while you're having one eye on your children, that they actually don't run around half sleep and try to fling themselves down the stairs. See how much faster I killed him because of the attack speed? Chat, you notice how much faster that dude died now because of attack speed? How much baboozling Shregadegger wrecked he just got? Oh, you couldn't even see him, right? Two kids are older. They're 3 and 5. The 5-year-old is now officially signed up for school. Okay, no. Leveling a Necro with your 1 to 100 build. How and when would you transition to the golden build? Straight away, Odin. You can do it right now. Like, I mostly play Sever just to have some agency and fun, right? So when you're playing the Necro, I prefer to have something to do. Whereas with the Sorc, for example, you could actually start at Ice Orb in the beginning, and you're still Ice Orb, right? Like, I do enjoy when you can play a build all the way through with minimal changes. When this build didn't really have many changes going on. Gonna make sure to really kill everything. I used to make this mistake of leaving some things. That's 92. Thank you very much. Leaving some things behind me alive, and then it kind of led to me having to backtrack, and that was very annoying, and I really didn't like it. Wonder if the goblins are gonna be counted as oh, you know escape. Stupid goblin. A greater treasure bag? Oh, wow. Scoop it up, boy. Wait, 2 are remaining. Do you count as 1? He counts as 1, right? Well, I'm pretty sure you count as... Yeah, you counted as 1. You absolutely annoying rascal. He did. Are you left-handed? Yes, I'm left-handed.
I need time to prepare that.
I'm a spawn of the devil and should be re-educated, just like my dad. He used to be left-handed too, but then the church set him on the right path, you know? It was actually pretty normal back in the days. Left-handed people weren't allowed to exist. Now he's weird, chat. That what's happened. Whee! You know the attack speed cap for Frozen Orb? I think you do want to have at least 50%. At least. That's why we're currently playing Izu's Ferocity. Because Izu's Ferocity allows us, if we do things here, like we have this aspect that gives us bonus attack speed if Izu's Ferocity is around. Right? Then we're officially getting tons of attack speed going. I see people using Starless Skies for huge golem boss damage. What are your thoughts? You can achieve that without Starless Skies. I mean, it's mostly Starless Skies versus Intercom, and it's kind of like the same. So it's like the thing with Starless Skies is, sure, you get the 40% multiplier, but you could get a 30% multiplier instead of Starless Skies. And on top of the 30% multiplier, you could get 200% golem damage that then gets multiplied out by your golem multiplier. So I can really not fathom or see where Starless Skies would, in a golem build, would actually give you more damage. Win City. So I wouldn't say that the Starless Skies is necessarily responsible for the high golem damage. It can be achieved otherwise. But I've seen 4 billion and upwards golem damage with the right rolled stats and everything without Starless. So I mean, it's a nice to have, but it's like there's much loss occurring. Now again, if you have Starless and really want to use Starless, go. And if you're actually playing a Blight build, so this is also like, if you play a Golem build that's playing Blight, Starless Sky might make sense because you can actually spam more Blight. If you're playing a Golem build that's not using Blight, obviously, then Starless Skies doesn't make any sense. So that's something like to consider too, right? What are you actually playing? Like, are you playing that? Or then fantastic. Pop off. Do I still need one more in Pyromanic, Frostbite, Electrocute, Stalagmite, Territorial, Torch, Warding, Unleash? No. I think I'm fine right now. I'm gonna start leveling Destruction up. Champion's Demise. Ooh, Champion's Demise. I tried Frozen Orb, but it's too bad for bossing. Why is that? Well, too bad for bossing what? Like, right? I mean, I have so far not had any issue with bossing. I guess maybe you're lacking attack speed to really make it work. Maybe you're not having the double cast. Maybe you're not doing the right mana production. I can't say, like, you know, I don't see your build. But I have to say I did not have any bossing issues. Uber bosses as well. I can't speak for tormented bosses because I'm not there yet. Right? Your one-handed weapon offhand golem tanky build. How's it going, Wind City? Tell me. Always interested to hear like your experiences with my builds. I mean, often you hear people say, like, you know, I like, this build doesn't work. You're like, sir, there's a video of the build working, so it's a you problem. don't take me the wrong way, chat, right? But my favorite comment is this build doesn't work, because it's literally like you're watching a video and this build is in there and it's working. So like, I mean, that sounds like a you problem, sir. No offense. Maybe there's a good issue. And that's what I like to hear, Win City. GG. If you compare to OP builds, it's slowest on the bosses at high pits. Yeah, but like again, what does high pits even mean for you, right? I mean, sure, like is Frozen Orb gonna cap out somewhere like 1.5, 110 in the pit? Yes, absolutely. I mean, are you gonna be farming 130s of the pit? Yes, you're not going to do that with this build. But no one is farming 130 of the pit, right? No one. The people that do 130 of the pit, they do it one time and then they farm other levels of the pit. Right? Like again, you can do tier 100 of the pit really fast, then you'll never have to do anything else again, right? And if you then want to transition later for a really hardcore, I want to go as deep as possible in the pit kind of experience, well, you can do that then and find the build that is the most optimal for that, right? But I need a build that can get me very fun to 100, aka Frozen Orbs. I need a build that can kill tormented bosses. So I'll have to see how good Frozen Orb is for that. I mean, Pulverized Druid, for example, didn't work. Just FYI, guys. Pulverized Druid versus tormented bosses felt so bad. It wasn't even funny how bad it felt. It was just like tears in my eyes. And it beat Lilith. I mean, so far from what I see, I don't see a single reason why I wouldn't be able to kill Lilith. Considering that I'm running this on level 92 and I'm having not a single, that's not true. I have like 2-3 items like that some masterwork there. So we're not having like the double chance to cast, for example, masterwork, right? Because that's the thing. If we had the chance to cast twice masterwork, we would shoot even more out, right? So you have only like a 17, we're only having a 32% chance right now to actually shoot out a Frozen Orb twice. But that one can go vastly higher, correct? I mean, what's 32%? We could make sure that we hit it with a plus 25% bonus, right? And we're getting that up to get like, what? I think you can get it up to at least a 50% and beyond for the Frozen Orb to cast twice. That's going to make a huge difference. Where does the Harlequin Crest drop? Everywhere. But the best way to get it is kill Tormented, Duriel, and Endariel. Why Tormented versus the loot? 3 times the mats, 5 times the loot. That's level 93, chat. Honestly, I didn't want to believe that this is a thing, but chat, what do you think? Is that level 100 in the next 2 hours possible? Well, I feel like we're making a level every 10-15 minutes here currently. Like for real. I really wish they had Skelly Mage Paragon board. I love Skelly so much. Me too. Me too. I think we gotta drop like this is what I would do to fix season 4 kind of video soon, because there's like a lot of things that like with minimal improvements would make the season even better, right? Like, you know, temper reset button, things like that. And I know some things that I can't tell you about, chat. Chat, listen, I'm a Diablo partner and I know some things I can't tell you about, but I can tell you that I know things that I can't tell you about, okay? That's it. That's it, okay? Sorry. I'm a terrible tease. The only thing I could say, it just continues coming. John, they ain't stopping. The Diablo ain't slowing down at the moment. They're shooting out of all cannons. So if you're happy, then happiness will only continue. But I do have a problem because I didn't want to take my laptop with me on vacation, but that has changed. I really do need to take my laptop with me on vacation. And I do need to tell the wife that I'm sorry, but there's no other option. Godness. That attack speed bonus that we put on is just not okay. Not okay. Look to Karagar. To cleanse the inventory. What's the skin from Sorcerer? Basic skin, Azure. Just a basic skin. I like that it wasn't even a skin from the shop. It's just some basic equipment that you disenchanted, where you have the skins from. Is there a build guide for the build you're using? Just the normal Frozen Orb is the build for Max Roll. It's the Ponyhoff build from Ponyhoff that you can find on the Ponyhoff YouTube. So just the normal Ponyhoff build, you know. Oh, 2 greater affix helmet that I don't need. Life and resistance to all elements. You know what? That's not even bad. I mean, it's not really good. Like, you know, no, like not moistening, correct? Not super moisturizer, but it's also not really bad.
Use it well.
What am I trying to get now? Potentially a better chest piece. Potentially a rings with even more attack speed, greater affixes. I mean, rings with greater attack speed affixes are the best thing in the game anyways. Like, it's almost every build at this point needs greater needs attack speed. Right? It's not even a question. It's kind of like, oh, hey, do you want attack speed? Sure, I want attack speed.
Thanks.
Where was I stuck? Where was I stuck? I think I'm currently running the wrong version of this Paragon board where I have like multiple things crammed in together that are not supposed to be crammed in together. No, sorry, sir. I don't want to trade with you. Appreciate whatever you want from me, but I don't want anything from you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate your builds and videos. You really explain better than other streamers. I appreciate that. I mean, end of the day, like, I just want to bring down good builds, even if it's not necessarily like, you know, even if I would take someone else's build and tell you that's his build, but he just explained it bad. Because yes, there are quite some amazing builds in the internet, but some creators are just not good at explaining, which is okay. I mean, like, it's a skill set just as playing games, making things, and well, presenting the knowledge you have found in a way that everyone understands. And well, not only everyone understands, presenting information in a way that's interesting is not given to everyone, right? And I'm certainly not the best at it. There are people vastly better than me. I think I'm doing a decent job finding a good way between educative and not snooze fiesta. But it can be a challenge. Do they mess with minions next season in a bad way? We don't know. I really don't know anything about minions. I don't think that they'll, like, from my personal standpoint of how Blizzard seems right now and the feedback and everything that's going on, there's no reason for them to mess with minions in a bad way. They just have to make minions work. So there is, again, more things to fix on minions. Like, there's some of the Paragon notes are not working, where have to be changed. General things about minions have to be changed. I mean, minions are strong right now, but minions are not OP. Minions make every build better, as they should, because because before today's season, minions made every build worse. You know, like you picked up minions, your build was worse. You picked up minions, your build was worse. But you're a necro, so how can it be that picking up minions, the one thing that, well, kind of like makes a necromancer? So how can that be that picking up the thing that should define you actually makes it worse? I know you know this, but you run 40/50s, you level faster. No, you don't. Not at this point, not with the power level we're putting down. Everything dies with a one hit, so there's not, like, if everything dies with a one hit, then if I one hit it in 50s, then I one hit it, like, you know, I can't one hit more than one hit. And the boss dies in 10 seconds, so we're talking about 10 seconds versus 8 seconds maybe.
I'm not ready yet.
No, not really faster. Oh yes, great. The altar of immolation. I'm not sure if I want to do this right now, because this event is kind of like a bit nasty. Oh no, doorbell. Doorbell bad. Ah, you're back. Oh, I actually made it out. I actually made it out. You're playing the Heartseeker and enjoying the pit. That's what I love to see. Sorry, chat. I had to run. Because that was a package for me. It was important. This time it wasn't for the waifu. Good. So Heartseeker definitely is what I love the most too. How important are the stats on the items? I mean, Odin, for optimal, you obviously want to have the stats on items. For example, in this build, you want attack speed. And if you have the attack speed, that's nice. Then you want crit chance, because crit chance is also good. And then the third one, for example, intelligence is optional. But on the other hand, intelligence gives you resistances. So you don't have to care for resistance that much in the Paragon board. It's kind of like always, how important is it? I mean, there is technically an optimal, but practically it also comes down to what you actually find. Because who cares what's optimal? Is Bloodgetters bugged in terms of empowering you with transference to minions? No, that's intended. So Bloodgetters is working the way it should. The main important thing is you got to find out what your build needs. So, for example, when people tell me they're playing Victimized or Heartseeker Rogue and they're going for critical strike damage, without understanding that Victimized can't critical strike. That's kind of like, it doesn't matter what you have on your items. You just literally haven't understood the build, right? Now this build is attack speed main because more attack speed is more everything, right? And after attack speed, it's critical strike chance. So you make sure that your things actually crit strike, right? But if you don't understand the basics, then you're right. You're gonna always have the wrong items. Kind of end of the day. So that's what it comes down to. Yes, that helps. Would you I wouldn't reroll an item that doesn't have a greater affix, Odin. Like unless your items have one greater affix, rerolling is a waste of money. Because otherwise you'll just throw the items away, right? I mean, even my chest here with one greater affix is not really the chest I'm looking for. Because I'm not yet sure if I need a chest, for example, that has armor on it. Because right now we're running the Juggernaut aspect, which gives me more armor than I need. I'm at 15,000. But if I put Juggernaut away, I'm not even close to the armor I actually need, right? So that's kind of like... Let's see when you want to really start re-rolling, right? Without wasting your Angel's Breath. Because re-rolling costs Angel Breath. Making potions costs Angel Breath. Angel Breath is everywhere. 5, thank you for the 43 centuries of support. 5, appreciation. And welcome back. Angry Ginger, also thank you for the 11 months already. I thought I heard someone say wasn't actually sending it to minions. No, Bloodgetters is sending it to minions. I said it wasn't sending it to minions first, but I made a mistake in my testing, so I retested. Necro or Sorc for your first build? I think Necro is very easy cruising and has very low item requirements. So you can essentially play Necro from 1 to 100 without needing a single item. Sure, do you want a chest with Golem Mastery at some point? Yes. But for example, for this build, you really want at a given time the fractured glass, right? And for that, you'll be having to farm a certain boss. But the Golem Mastery chest you want, for example, as the Necro, you're essentially just going to play and you'll get it sooner or later. You can also oboe gamble for it very efficient, right? And that's why I like Necro so much, because of like how easy it is just to get the equipment together for him. That you're not like at all struggling for that. Other builds just simply don't have that, right? Other builds are like always like kind of somewhere where you're, okay, I need to farm the Beast of Ice now. I need to farm Lord Zur now. I need to farm blah, 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 blah. Necro's just like, I'll just gamble chests with Obolts. You know? Maybe I'll get what I'm looking for. Maybe not. Who cares? But even if you don't get it, you're like, so beating tormented bosses, just the standard Necro build without even a single Golem Mastery roll. Right? That's like the crazy part. The actual power level of the Necro is extremely high without. The biggest problem is just that at some point, without then the chest that has Golem Mastery, without an amulet that has Unyielding Commander, a Hellbent Commander ranks. So without these items, you won't progress then any further, right? So you're kind of like, you can do like the Tormented Boss Pit and blah, 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 whatever. But at some point, you're just going to like, you know, running out of damage slowly because you're then missing the respective shebang. What is that? What did I get here? The Flame Scar with 15% fire lucky hit chance and a Incinerate high roll and a mana cost reduction high roll. Can I sell that? Does anyone want this? Am I going to be rich now? Is that good, chat? Did we just jackpot? Someone's going to buy it, right? Surely. Do you rate warrior mage skill points and gear for golem builds? It's more DPS, but you can also just go for int. So skeletal and warrior mage mastery is good to have if you have it, but if you don't have it, I wouldn't break my back to get it. I know. That's how I'm looking at it. Okay, Blind Burrows, one of my favorite dungeons of all time. We have a 12:23, 1.5 hours left, chat. The last 1.5 hours begin, and then tomorrow we have a whole 8-hour day for pit deep diving. Because that's the part, like, so tomorrow we'll definitely be playing Sorc again as well. And we'll be having then a full like big time to deep dive the pit. Okay. Kill our first tormented bosses. Tomorrow we're going to be farming tormented Zur too, because my fractured winter glass is not a max roll. So we essentially have to, like, I think we're like Neil will probably wants to come too. I have to kill a lot of tormented Zers to maybe get a max roll winter glass. Ba 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 ba. Where are you? I can't see you because you're all dead. Suckers. I'm so happy Minion's gonna boost this season. I mean, long overdue boost. No questions asked. And yet, despite Minions getting the boost, there's still so much broken with Minions. What build are you running? We're running Frozen Orb. I'm probably not going to make an Immortal Frozen Orb build because I don't like... I've literally read through what it takes to make an Immortal build. And it's kind of like, okay, you need to get these items and then you need to roll the absolute perfect duration on like, you know, your Flame Shield to be long and so on. And I'm kind of like, yeah, I really don't want to. You know, the master working it kind of requires to do it. It's kind of like, nah. You know that the pack counts as a minion? Yes, I know that the pack counts as a minion. Like, it's like a little fun thing. Did you know that for Druid it counts as a companion and it actually makes Druid stronger? I know, crazy. Why crit chance on Heartseeker Rogue? Well, that's because if you crit and then the victimized procs, that it essentially works with the base damage of the crit instead of the normal damage of the Heartseek, which essentially leads to bigger damage. So crit chance works very well then with the standard. But crit chance is essentially not like again, victimize can't crit. Only your Heartseek can crit. But your Heartseek critting in this case is just leading to higher victimized damage. And that's why you want to crit with the Heartseek. And also, like, it's just more DPS on the Heartseek, right? If it crits instead of going there, like, just more, even with a little bit of crit chance only, right? When do you recommend to farm items when you get into master working or early? I mean, what does farm items mean? I mean, you're farming items the whole time. I mean, right now I already have my gloves. My gloves are endgame gloves. I'm probably not going to find a better glove. I would have to find another glove with like +4 skill. I mean, you kind of start farming endgame items as soon as you get 925. And right now I'm getting 925 gear here. So anything that drops could be a potential upgrade. Right? So sure, there is better gloves because my gloves technically don't have critical strike chance. They have maximum life. That is useless. I would rather have intelligence or whatsoever. But let's be real about this. I don't care because these gloves have a greater affix of like a Frozen Orb, and that's it. There are four ranks in Frozen Orb. That's it. I will not even bother getting better gloves because they are technically BIS. They're not BIS because there's better versions potentially, right? Should you stack vulnerable? Yes, vuln works very well on Frozen Orb. You need attack speed because more attack speed is more cowbell is more damage. So if you're not stacking attack speed yet, you know, rectify that. Stack the attack speed. Obviously, you gotta make sure that you can also like keep up with the like mana cost requirement of the attack speed. That's a little bit where also your T-Bolt's Will comes in. So I have T-Bolt's Will right now. And T-Bolt's Will obviously allows me to every X seconds then teleport. And if I essentially teleport, I become unstoppable and I get 50 resource bonus. So if I'm, you know, that's how you harness T-Bolt's Will essentially. I get better items on your 90 rogue than with your 100 Sorc. Yep. I mean, my 90 rogue on level 80 found the perfect 925 bow, and since then I have not found a single better item. Not a greater, not even with greater affixes. Like I essentially have a normal bow with vulnerable damage, everything and blah, and it's just so damn good that I just like, yeah. And it has the perfect tempering as well. Don't underestimate the tempering, right? That it's just, it's a keeper. You know, I don't care if I ever find a better one. Unless I find a better one and I get perfect tempering, that one is going to stay for me. I'll probably play this all the way to like 120, 130 pit because like, yeah. Why ever swap? Oh no, the Brood Guard. What shall we do? Bam, 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 bam. No survivors. How are you doing today? I'm having way too much fun with this shit I'm doing. I'm having way too much fun with the shit I'm doing. I don't regret a single thing. Thank you for listening. Good. On we go. That's how it feels playing the build, by the way. Now, obviously not sure how it will feel in the pit because I haven't been there, but that's why I'm trying to push to 100 as fast as possible to essentially give you like an estimate on how it also feels on the pit. I feel Sorc leveling was so much slower than Rogue. The advantage of Rogue is double dash into Shadow Stab. So with double dash and Shadow Stab, I can move faster than the Sorc with teleport. So that really was something from a movement speed perspective because like it was like and Rogue's like standard movement speed just feels higher. So I could just move faster, I think, with Rogue in total. That being said, like since you were playing Heartseeker and Victimize and you're kind of like relying on actually that triggering to do your damage, like it wasn't less damage, but it's just like I'm playing a Frost Orb who essentially just hits everyone, right? I guess the big advantage is you're playing a build that relies on a basic skill, so you actually never have to look at your resource in any capacity, right? You're just using a basic skill. That's it. Like what's gonna happen? You're gonna run out of basic skill. Ha 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 ha. Omega lul. Okay, that's level 95 now, chat. So 1 hour, 7 levels so far. What's Elemental Surge? Elemental Surge is a tempering that gives you a 40% lucky hit chance to do up to 8,000 damage. Now, if you're playing a rogue, then you go all in on attack speed and do some lucky hit chance as well. And your rogue essentially with Heartseeker has a standard 50% lucky hit chance, which means that you have a 40% of a 50%, and that's quite high. Would you rather have Dex or damage on rogue, and why? Dex gives you dodge chance too. The more dodge chance you have, the easier your survival is. Because you might have not known this, but dodge chance on the rogue can actually dodge the boss echoes. So like the Uber Lilith slamming down or whatsoever, you can dodge that. Any boss echo can be dodged. So if you like over 50% dodge chance, it's like such a nice thing to just like fuel bonus survival into your build. Don't underestimate that at all. Another ring. Could be a better version of Tarasha's. Nah, sad face. X-Felt. It's actually a max roll X-Felt, though, on every front. No interest, but I guess to have or not to have. Can you please help me with my Heartseeker Rogue? I'm 96 and do no damage. What should I be focusing on? Vulnerable, attack speed, and lucky hit. These are the 3 main important ones. If you have crit chance, it doesn't hurt, but vulnerable, attack speed, those are the 2 kickers, and lucky hit. Because you need attack speed to trigger victimize. You need lucky hit to trigger victimize. And then you need vulnerable to scale victimize. Is Rapid Shot on Rogue? Rapid Shot is really good and has the advantage over Heartseeker that you're actually having a skill to shoot at something. So with Heartseeker, you only have your auto attack, right? And you're essentially like, sure, you have your smoke bomb and whatever, blah. But you essentially are trying to like right-click the correct enemy. And sometimes when enemies are extremely clustered, it can be a bit shitty. Where rapid fire, you can essentially yeet into your enemies and just hit more and better. So that's where rapid fire might sometimes feel better than Heartseeker versus whatever you're fighting there. But I also never have problems with Heartseeker in that regard. I mean, you just got to make sure to essentially hit the damage reducers very well and you're fine off. Right? You get Snapgate? I'm doing very well. I got a full day with my children and I need to... Okay, chat, you can help me. On Friday, I'm going to take the day off because I'll work on Saturday. Okay? Probably. Why am I doing that? I am. Okay, so that's just what it is. And the thing is that I wanted to do something outside with my children on Friday, but it's raining. Now I got to think about like a fun indoor activity where I can spoil them. So either it's going to be like indoor mini golfing, or I'm going to go to one of these play pens where you just have your kids go berserk, you know, where they can go climbing and shit. Any other ideas? They're too young for karting, or I would take them out go-karting, right? Swimming, I don't go swimming with both children alone. Not that they're going to drown, but it's kind of like, you know, they want to do all the slides and then carrying two children up slides. So swimming alone is a double parent activity. Also, Mama's going to hate me if I go swimming alone with them because it's so much fun to go swimming with them. I don't want to deprive her of that. Other cool dad activity that Mom wouldn't approve of going to be found. Like painting. The problem with painting is always it can go 2 directions, right? They might enjoy it for a while and then stop. Ice skating. We have a rollerblading area close by. That's in summer a rollerblading area, and in winter it is a it's ice. They get like a special surface where you can like ice skate and rollerblade on. It's like some synthetic surface. It's actually really cool. But they can't rollerblade yet, so we need to actually go there and train that. There indoor fun park nearby. The best part is we have a tool time market. What's a tool time market? A hardware store. It's a hardware store, right? The tool time market is a hardware store. I call it a tool time market for some reason. The hardware store. We have a hardware store close by that has a indoor children park. You know, one of these climbing houses with like ball pen in it and these like, you know, where you have to go up and then you can go a slide down. It's perfect. So you can essentially go shop your hardware that you need for whatever, you know, for any house project, while your children are essentially going berserk in that playpen. It's raining. That's the point. It's raining outside. I need an indoor activity. As much as my children are rain-proof, like I don't see a reason to make them intentionally ill. What should I focus after the main campaign? You should focus on getting your renown done and getting your altars of Lilith done. Because once you get the altars of Lilith and the renown done, then you get that forever unlocked. And they give you permanent boost to your character, okay? The renown gives you the permanent paragon points and stat points, skill points. Whereas the altars of Lilith are giving you permanent stat points, some paragon points as well, and just, yeah, overall, you know, like help you reach your paragon nodes. Just play D4 with them. Hey, they wouldn't mind. They would straight up be up for it. They're always interested in what I do on my PC. They love playing Mario Kart. As their guilty pleasure is playing Mario Kart currently. At least my one daughter likes it. She's even good. She beats the 100 cc with obviously auto acceleration on and everything, and auto like drive straight in a line and all that kind of stuff. Did I miss something, or does Sorc not have a specialization tree? Sorry, what? Tribute, they're 3 and 5. I mean, I'll find something. I like to do unreasonable things. I wanted to take them to an amusement park, but going alone to an amusement park doesn't work. Because, like, you're right, I can't go on a ride with both of them together. Most rides are, like, with one person. So I cannot go solo to an amusement park. It would be the most unreasonable thing to do. And, like, if my wife's not there, I like to put unreasonable in my name. Because she can't stop me. Like, you know, right? She's not here. She can't stop me. I can't be stopped. I can do whatever I want. Do unreasonable things. But since it's raining, amusement park is out of the equation. Where's my wife sending me Amazon links? Oh, interesting. That was an interesting. Bouldering. A funny story. My neighbor was actually bouldering with his child recently. So, and she's the same age as my children. So that's not even an awful suggestion. They seem to have a children bouldering area in a climbing hall close by. The problem is Dad can't boulder. Dad can lift very heavy weights many times and put them down again. But Dad also very heavy. So Dad bouldering is not happening. Like, I can cling to the wall, but that's it, right? That's where it ends. Like, I will cling to the wall like Spider-Man at one position and then not move anymore. We're like, this is bouldering, kids. This is how you do it. No. You don't actually climb up. You just cling. Yeah. Let's go. That is a boulder, exactly. That is true as it goes. By cleaning house the game, now that's what we're already doing today. We got a lot to clean today. I always let my tiny house elves help me there. You don't even have to ask them, right? You're going downstairs and you're doing like the laundry, and they're like, "Can we do the laundry too? Because it's so much fun." And you're like, "Yes, you can." And yes, it's so much fun. I'm enjoying myself so much right now. Have Uber Uniques kind of dropped off this season? Yes, absolutely. I mean, the only reason they were good last season is because tempering and masterworking didn't exist. Now, if you consider that a weapon can make your core skill cast twice, what can an uber unique truly do for you, right? I mean, obviously not for a barbarian, because a barbarian has 4 weapons, right? So you can sacrifice one of them for an uber unique. You still have 3 you can temper. But every other class that uses certain things, like just like you lose too much, right? It used to be a trade-off, like you use an uber unique, you lose an aspect, but the uber unique itself would be so much more powerful than an aspect. But right now that's not the case anymore, because you would lose an aspect and you would lose tempering. Right? Those things. Do you think Barbarian should get a 5th weapon slot? I think Barbarian should get a belt slot too. That being said, I think everyone should get a belt slot. I just like belts. I'm so sad we don't have belts and shoulders. Shoulders was like kind of like the coolest item in any Diablo, because you were like so happy when you started getting shoulders and your character suddenly had shoulder pads and they're like so much cooler. You're like, look at my shoulders. Like, I'm actually really sad that we don't have shoulder armor. Like, as an Ecker, it's the coolest thing. You had shoulders and suddenly you have like the skull on the shoulder, right? Is that a Frozen Orb Sorc? Yes. And before you ask, we did level it from level 1 on as a Frozen Orb Sorc, and we have been rocking it since level 1 as a Frozen Orb Sorc. So I've been just Frozen Orbing, essentially. And I'm not stopping, as you can see. I'll just keep on. And the best part is, so not only have we been Frozen Orbing from like level 1 on, we have never reached the point where we're like, man, we don't feel powerful anymore. So there's so far in 95 levels, never been the point where I'm like, damn, kind of hit a wall, right? I need to put some new on now. It's just like, fuck yeah, fuck yeah, fuck yeah, fuck yeah. That's literally been the Frozen Orb day today and yesterday. It's like, oh, there's a boss, bam, 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 bam. There's minions, bam, 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 bam. At any given point, at any given time, right? Just like, yeah, I'm OP. I'm still OP. I'm even more OP now, and I can't wait to start masterworking. I do have all the Opticite, so I think I have another 800 Opticite if I want to. But I don't want to spoil myself right now, correct? So I could masterwork straight up my weapons to actually double trigger everything, like to go crazy, right? But I kind of wanted to level reasonable, you know, with reasonable equipment, with someone who doesn't have like 1,000 Opticite just lying around. Spare change. How do you make enemies vulnerable with Heartseeker Rogue? You have the aspect of the accursed a touch, and I feel like I made a mistake there in the guide to not point that out well enough, so thank you for like bringing that up to thingy. I do believe we do another Heartseeker Rogue guide. I was actually not planning to do like an endgame guide, but I feel like a lot of people, they're missing the understanding there, so we'll have to do an update. But it's the aspect of the accursed touch, or there's a ring tempering. The ring tempering would ascend ring tempering. There's a ring affix which says lucky hit chance to make vulnerable. Please do Barbarian. We are probably going to do Barbarian, but the problem is that it's all going to be secondhand knowledge. So, for example, Sorc, I know a lot of myself, right? And I piece together some pieces of knowledge and make the best out of it. Whereas with Barb, no knowledge at all, right? It would be like completely winging it, relying on like 2-3 build guides that I, again, Frankenstein together into my own version, as always. It's just like I don't have much depth and breadth of knowledge for that yet. I didn't even know more about Druid there, or Rogue, and I didn't know nothing about Rogue beforehand. So for Barb, I essentially have to sit down and do some research before I start leveling. You know, just gotta watch some guides myself. Try out some things, you know, like do a test run off stream of some leveling things to see how smooth they go, to essentially get you guys the best experience. I know this is the stuff you usually don't get to see, But you know, like just secretly leveling a character up to 30, to just get the groove on, to understand what's happening, right? To basically vibe away. That's what we have to do first before I can start a barb. But first, we got to get this Sorc to 100, kill Uber Lilith, kill a Tormented boss. Then we got to go for... Then we got to go for the Pit 2. And see how that feels. Double Swing Dust Devil is easy for leveling. I heard so. I just find that I don't find the Dust Devil thingy aesthetically pleasing. Like the only reason that keeps me a little bit away from leveling barb is that the investment in actually making the barb build then good is quite substantial, right? The temperings are nasty from what I've seen. I'm not sure if I want to bother with that. You play with fans, Josiah. I mean, like your community, you're not fans. But yes, we do tormented runs with friends every now and then. We get the community evolved. For this Sorc, we'll definitely want to do Tormented Lord Zir, and I have a lot of materials for that, so we could do like 6 or 7. Well, we're definitely going to pick people from the community then to do that together, because I don't want to do it alone. It's boring. I mean, I got to do one alone to just see if the build can do it, right? For recording reasons. It's always the thing. If you're a guide maker, you got to do things for guide reasons. Burp. Now we're gonna do a Helltide like after this again, like a little bit of Helltide just to relax, because else my brain is gonna just short fuse. We're getting closer and closer to getting like all these glyphs to 21. I should probably do like tier 80s to just guarantee this in time, but I don't want to do tier 80s right now. So I want to get those cursed shrines and rock them down. Oh, my elixirs are still running. I thought they had run out already. Nah, I just forgotten it again. It's stupid how the barrier of Sorc can essentially keep... So like, you know, the barrier of Sorc works against the poison, but when I play my Necro and I go into the Blood Mist and come out of the Blood Mist, I'm still poisoned. But here I just throw on my barrier and I'm just like, yeah, I don't care. I outlast you. I'm better than you. You stink. I'll just press the more barrier button. More cowbell. I'm talking about normal tormented bosses. Oh, we already destroyed normal bosses. Normal bosses don't count. Like honestly, if you're currently have a problem killing the normal Uber bosses, so like normal Duriel, normal Andariel, and so on, and then you need to get good. Because they're obviously like, they're kind of like standard. They're gear check. They're gear and build check. So if your build is not able to do it, that's we need to revise that build. Okay, we need to talk, because that's something everyone should be doing in their sleep. Not the tormented ones, the normal ones. Tormented, we can talk about that's actually a challenge depending on what build you play. Because for example, my pulverized build was simply not able to do it. Like I couldn't kill a tormented boss. Only if I do some changes, only if I masterwork, find some items. But like if you're only able with like top of the line gear to kill tormented bosses, then I guess your build actually should probably be revised, right? Wouldn't count that as a viable option if you essentially need like 8 out of 12 masterworked items just to kill a tormented boss. That doesn't feel good. I'll tell you that much for free. I feel like there's like an event waiting for me somewhere here. Let's quickly just check if I'm missing out on that. What do you apply burn? So we do have our hydras coming with the conjurations that we're doing. So we're doing the frost orbs, right? And the frost orbs are summoning conjurations, and then we're getting hydras. And we have the flame shield, and the flame shield is also doing burn as you then use the flame shield close to your opponents. So that's essentially how you get burn. Especially as this is like my modus operandi, right? We're jumping in, we're triggering the flame shield, we get the Izus popping. So it works actually kind of well. Okay, that one is 21, so 2 glyphs on 21 already, and Shanta is next. Vulnerable damage, yikes. Lights Refuge. Are you in the States? Do you always stream this late at night? No, I'm in Germany, and we actually have it 1 p.m. upcoming. So it's in the middle of the day for me, sir. Casual leaving treasure bags. Treasure bags appear in your chest. In case you did not know this, treasure bags go into your chest. So you actually do not have to care about picking them up. You get them. Dominic, we're in Germany? Nah, no one knows that. No one has to know that. I hate hybrid Sorc builds. I enjoy the Ice Shield, but I see the benefits of Flame Shield for the end game. It's like, yes, I know what you're saying. You would like to play a theme. And I respect that because like it makes sense to want to play a theme. The problem is that you have the ring, that we have Tal Rasha's ring, right? Which gives you damage multiplicative the more elements you're essentially using. And that's where it's kind of like, yeah, I'm a purist too. I wish there was a theme to play an Ice Mage and whatsoever. But as soon as Tal Rasha's actually exists, then gives you so much damage multiplicative for just mix and matching, right? And then it's kind of like, yeah. You know, the want for purity then just goes out of the window relatively fast as it's being replaced by the need for speed. The problem is that Flame Shield is the most OP ability in game. I agree. And you know what the fun part is? That the class called Sorc has an ability that's essentially able to avoid death, more or less. While the class called Necromancer, who is literally the theme-based class on summoning the dead and working with soul magic and whatsoever, has no way of in any way avoiding a near-death experience at all. Like, right? There's no weird-ass talent to reform as a blood clone and then transplant your soul into that blood clone or whatsoever. Nah. You die, you die. Good riddance. You have Blood Mist. You want to compare Blood Mist to Flame Shield, where you go into the Blood Mist and you can't do anything anymore. And as soon as you get out of Blood Mist, everyone turns around and shits in your face. You know? Ever used Blood Mist against a boss? You know, when you come out of Blood Mist, the boss just aims on you and 100% hits you while you will instantly die. Whereas with Flame Shield, you put Flame Shield on and you're literally in a position where you can run around and use every single skill at your disposal still. So it's not even a single limiting factor. Blood Mist is not an answer to Flame Shield. Sorry. We're going to see your build. Exclamation mark MOBA, exclamation mark Diablo 4. Should show you my whole profile with all my builds. Or you just go on YouTube if you want to see my beautiful mug and thumbnails, and then you can check out those videos. I see you're bored of Necro too. I'm not Hawk. I just have done every video on Necros so far. You have to understand that I'm a content creator, right? I mean, like, if you're looking at this, that's Necro, Rogue, Necro, right? Necromancer. So it's not like that I'm bored of it, but you know, I do this thing called content creation where I make a living off making fun and interesting content. And beating a dead horse is not fun or content. So I have done most of the Necro content available. I've provided all the builds that I can provide. There's minimal min-maxing I can do. I mean, I will be farming the pit with my rogue quite substantially in some days. to essentially have the material to put my Necro up to a +7 Masterwork chest piece. And if I do actually get the +7 Masterwork chest piece, then I could be attempting to do like a hit 120 and below, right? But the most important thing is that you actually want to be perceived as the community, not only as the Necro creator, even though I do like to have my Necro proficiency written on my forehead, right? But you want to be able to provide good builds for every class, no matter what. And that's what we're working on this season. I mean, so far we have a very killer rogue build. We have all the good Necro builds, right? We have a fun druid build that is not so good in the end game, sadly, but it still works very well. It's always great for leveling, that's for sure. Now we're working on getting you that Sorc build. In the good old pony half fashion. Right? Sofa King Versatile. Mr. Sofa King, good to see you there. Thank you very much for your brand new subscription. We've actually so many subscribers, it's crazy. Also, YouTube, if you do like the stream, don't forget to like the stream. You know? But yeah, the main thing about content creation is, and that seems to confuse people, is like you actually have to play different things to make fun content, right? I mean, there's literally other Necro creators and they haven't uploaded anything in the past 10 days because the thing they have been busy with is just min-maxing their one single Necro build they're playing. And that means that like the last 10 days they have just played the game and they have not created any new content, right? They have not made any new video, anything interesting for people to watch and have time with, while you're essentially busy grinding, creating something that no one can even replicate. Because what does it use you if I have a +7 chest with Golem Mastery? Then I'll be able to do a 120 pit, right? But that's a personal achievement for me that doesn't help you in any way because you would need the you would need a chest like me too to do that as well. And you probably won't because it's kind of like really, really hardcore to get that. What do you hear, German accent? Because I'm German. Also, how dare you, sir? I didn't come here to be insulted like that. How dare you? Get shit-faced. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the last hour is approaching. The last hour of having to get this done. Where's the Helltide currently? There is no Helltide currently. Oh my god. Oh my god. At what level do you think World Tier 4 should happen? I think we did World Tier 4 at level 40 or 45. Mocha. With the Heartseeker Rogue. It was stupid because we were so broken that it didn't make any sense anymore, and we just jumped the world tier. It was silly. Heartseeker Rogue was really silly when it came down to that. It's like, okay, we don't know what to do right now, so how about we just jump the world tier? Ha 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 ha. And then we just did it. I mean, the same with this mage. We did the capstone dungeon at level 20, Chan. At level 20. We went into the first capstone dungeon and we beat it. I know it's possible earlier if you have the right gear and everything, but it was just, yeah.
I need more time.
Sadly, there's no boss. Let's do the Helltide for 10 minutes. Open some chests. You can do the capstones level 1, yes, but you can only do the capstone level 1 when certain conditions are met. It's not like everyone can just do the capstone at level 1, right? That's like you gotta pre-farm the appropriate gear. You gotta play a class that has a high lucky hit possibility, right? And so on. It's not like a blank. You could do that at level 1 kind of thing. You would think this wave-based event here is actually good, right? But it's not. Actually kind of sad.
I need more
I always thought that that respective wave-based event was actually nice, but it's not. Not having enough shebang happening. This one here is a good one to easily farm down. And there's a soul spire right next to it that has me happy. Mm-hmm. In the middle of the street, my house. Doo -doo 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 -doo. Sorry, mate. Ain't nobody got time for that. Get all eaten by my things. Come on, come out of this. Come out of this. Thank you very much for dying so quick. Do 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 do. How many glyphs are you using? I'm using 3 Frostbite, Ignition, and Elementalist. Right now, I think we're using 6, and in total, we're using 7, if I'm not mistaken. I would have to look back into my Paragon board. More glyphs, more boom. You have to understand that the glyphs bonuses are all multiplicative, so the more glyph bonuses you're having, the better it is. That's why glyph bonuses are often better than legendary nodes, which is actually kind of sad in my eyes. I feel like the legendary nodes should be so good that you would want the legendary nodes. Yeah. Why are there so many loot goblins right now? Because we have the 1-year anniversary event running, which is called March of the Goblins, sir. In case you missed it, it's literally the big thing. The reason the season is the season. The March of the Goblins. So yeah. It's the seasonal shebang. That's why they're dropping treasure bags too, because usually they wouldn't have treasure bags. These treasure bags are a little bonus. Oh, that's another focus. Wow, I'm almost hunted already. Holy. Well, I am hunted already. Holy. I need to quickly bring this to the Lady of the Helltide, because that is way more fun if you actually bring this with you. You know, more cowbell for everyone. Dad, I brought everyone with me. Look. Have fun now. I still feel like this is like so much less XP than like just doing Nightmare Dungeons, because I'm just so quick about Nightmare Dungeons. Where's the best location for loot goblins to spawn? Inside of Nightmare Dungeons when there is bonus shrines happening. Because if you're getting a greed shrine, there's a bunch of goblins spawning. So general recommendation is greed shrines and in Nightmare Dungeons. So you want to get a Nightmare Dungeon sigil that says bonus shrines. Okay. These sigils that say bonus shrines are spawning. So that's what you kind of want. Oh, I thought I could survive that just without consequences. I couldn't. I got punished. I'm okay. Exquisite blood, a new profane mine cache. Come on, lads. One more. There a chest close by? There's no chest close by. Ooh, great addition to the game with shrine, which you're seeing like in D3. every greed shrine, I think the greed shrine only summons when you actually kill things, right? You gotta like greed shrine and then go kill things. As far as I understood. Actually never looked into what you have to do to like activate a greed shrine. But he was my last class to get to 100. I'm having so much fun with your pulverize build. Pulverize is so good auto, especially when you have the blood boil equipped, right? Blood boil is like the most stupid thing in the game, and yet it is so much fun for pulverize druid. Like only for pulverize druid actually, because of the way how pulverize attacks and then actually spawns so many of these blood boils, which is just like what the hell. Come on, lady. All right, so that's 2 more uniques, chat. That's actually 3 uniques. Okay, I'm sorry. Chat, I must apologize. This is a streamer boosted account. This is not the real game experience that you're going to have. I'm a Diablo partner. Hi, nice to meet you. I like to flex this every now and then. It actually means nothing, but I'm still doing it. And this is a streamer boosted account, obviously. Like I'm getting better loot than the normal plebeian Falcons out there. This is not a scam. And if you want to have the same level of loot, you just have to like the YouTube stream or subscribe with your Twitch Prime subscription. This is obviously a scam and you have just been scammed. So hi, name's Ponyhoff.
I need time to do that.
And you have just been scammed. And I'm not sorry. I know, sounds horrible. I'm also not sorry.
I need time to
You're whitelisted? Yes, I'm whitelisted. So what do we get now? We get a Mother's Embrace, we get a Frostburn, and a Fist of Fate. So nothing interesting even. That's actually kind of sad. Now, the moment you get 3 uniques, it's just kind of like, huh, no greater affix. Kind of shin, if you ask me. Right? If uniques don't have greater affix, why even bother? Well, I'm not waking up for like, you know, I'm not going to be moving out of my bed for normal uniques. Like, seriously, why would I? Should you craft Harlequin Crest or Harlequin Crest? I think Harlequin Crest is like more universal good, because if you ever plan to not play Sorc instant, then whatever you level will profit from this. So the Harlequin Crest has this one advantage that whatever you level, you can give that to the character you're leveling. And that actually makes the Harlequin Crest so much fun, because you're like, oh, I want to play a Druid Harlequin Crest. I want to play a Rogue Harlequin Crest. I want to play a Necro Harlequin Crest. I want to play a Barb Harlequin Crest. You like, it's like whatever you're planning to do, like just level 35 Harlequin Crest. And it will just make your leveling so much more fun and smoother. Right? Is it currently 6 hours for the char? No, we're actually at 7 hours. So yesterday we ended at 5 hours and 3 minutes. Okay, Chad? Yesterday we ended at 5 hours and 3 minutes. Today we're 2 hours and 2 already in. So we are essentially at 7.5. And we have another 40 minutes before I have to leave. So this will be a clutch little race happening. So I'll be having to return back to my Nightmare Dungeons in a jiffy. So I'm not wasting any time here. Right? Is there still a trick to farm Veil Crystals just to Helltide? I mean, like doing Helltides is like the trick. Just do Helltides. Maximum life, nah. Life per second, double, nah. Intelligence, actually not bad, because that one is intelligence, max life, and crit chance. But this is like crit chance, and I can reroll the max life. So I actually don't need the max life on that one. I can reroll it. That's mono on kill, and that's life on hit. Wow. Wow. Talk about useless. So we're 2 levels and a little bit away. What's the nicest skin for Sorc in your opinion? I actually saw the newest like Frost King skin there, or whatever it was called, right? The Frost dude, and I love that one. The one that's currently in the store. I would show it to you, but that would only slow me down, and we can't be slowed down right now. There's no more slowing down happening currently. Old Stone, Underroot, Lights Refuge. Lights Refuge! Oh, we leveled up our Wolf's Honor. That's kind of cool. I think I should be almost at the next Resplendent Spark, guys. That would set me up +1 Resplendent Spark right now. Are you using the Harlequin Crest? Yes. It's too good for leveling, and it's actually very good on Sorc in general. I mean, right now it gives me 4 ranks to my Orb Plus, so yeah. A little bit of a no-brainer. Wait, why am I doing this absolutely awful dungeon again? The problem with this dungeon is that essentially, like, I'm just so busy looking for the way in this dungeon that I'm not going like for any bonus events and anything. Like often very streamlined one direction, and you get to run down, not much discovery, because else you gotta have like backtrack and then do your things and blah. Why do I waste my time with Old Stone? See, that's a Greed Shrine right now. Did you ask the question about the Greed Shrine? And now goblins should be spawning. There's a goblin. So I killed a bunch of units, goblin spawns, right? And I kill more units, goblin spawns again. Not bothering to pick this up because it's landing in my chest. So there's the next goblin. There's the next goblin. That's 98. We got it. It's a chest armor with a greater affix. See, like, this is what I talked about. Now I was going the wrong way. There's the next goblin. All these treasure bags are going into my inventory. There's over 2 hours to 90. No. It's 2 hours plus 5 hours. Sadly, my counter broke overnight, so I would literally have to leave my PC online currently overnight to like keep the timer exactly at the time and be able to start from there again. I will have to watch a tutorial on LifeSplit 2 because I hate this program. LifeSplit is so, like, it should make your life easier, but it's a stupid program and I hate it. But there's no alternative, right? People are just okay with the way it is. You know, if a shoddy tool works, why make a new tool? Okay, finally we found it. Holy moly. Oh, this is what we are looking for. Please curse me harder. Haha. You walked right into my trap card. It's great because they're all like spawning in this very like tight confined space, right? They can't essentially spawn anywhere else. They can only like spawn extremely close to the well. Now we just got 98 and we're like 1 Paragon point into 99 already. Yes, let's go. And I got another 35 minutes left. 35 minutes left. You just joined. Why do I only have level 35 minutes left? That's because I have a terrible injury. And I need very expensive surgery. And the only way to pay for that is if you do turn off your ad blocker or subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay, it's because I have to pick up my children from kindergarten. Okay. Oh, 2 events? 2 events? That's a given, Chan. Gotta buy that incense now, right? Like no matter the cost. Gotta just clap triple incense out. But if we're currently at 5 hours and 3 minutes plus 2 hours and 10 minutes, if I take now another 30 minutes, wow, then we're actually really quick for my liking, right? I mean, not triple incense speedrunner quick, but that's not the point, right? Because no one has an interest to have like triple incense speedrunner quickness. I don't even have the angel breath to do that. I need level 90 for my Harlequin. No, you don't, because your Harlequin has a gem in it. If you take the gem out, then wibbity wobbity bibbity bobbity, suddenly you can actually wear it with a lower level. So your gem is level 90, your Harlequin crest isn't level 90. And you're not stupid, don't worry. I mean, you might still be stupid, but this mistake has happened to countless people. So you could still be stupid, but don't, like, again, it is a common mistake to make. So you're not the first one. Just saying. Is this the build in the video description? Yes. We just made the build, and there's also a whole explanation build guide up. Absolutely get shredded, you shitters. Okay, I'm sad that we don't have every glyph 21 though. Mariner's Refuge. Yes, I love Mariner's Refuge. Do you have a Sorcerer Endgame build? This is also the Sorcerer Endgame build. This is the level build and the Endgame build. I'm just having my Paragon board a bit on the fly, so I'm changing the Paragon board to the Endgame Paragon board that I have already set up. And that's what the, the whole guide is for. Yeah, I mean, like, Raptorilla, it's always that. You might make mistakes. That doesn't mean you're stupid, but you could still be stupid. That's just the facts at hand, right? Like, there are no stupid questions, but you could still be stupid end of the day. Correct? I mean, it's just what it is. I'm not making the rules. It's just how life works. I'm trying to insult anyone here. Okay, this time I'm not going to be stupid, because like every single time I do this, there's that one room that leads like into the middle that I ignore, and then I have to backtrack to find the last statue. Like every single time I miss out on that last statue. It's literally every single time. I'm too idiotic to comprehend the design of this dungeon. Because there's like 1, 2, 3, right, that are branching off, and then one is like branching off middle-ish kind of. And I always miss that one. And I keep repeating the mistake. The worst part is to just keep repeating the mistake. Greater treasure back picked up. Oh, exquisite blood. I can't say no to that. Like I need so much exquisite blood that I really can't just say, oh, maybe I'm just gonna leave this behind because I don't care. I do care. That's the problem. What's up, little man? Oh, there's more exquisite blood, as I just said. We need to kill more Lord Zers to get more winter glasses, and if I get worse winter glasses than my current winter glass, I might just give them away to the community, right? Oh, nice. This is great. The soul event is actually really good, because this is one of the few events where the enemies are actually spawning relatively fast. Like, I feel some of these events, they have like a very stupid spawn cycle, but if you eliminate this like fast enough, and this room is luckily not too big, then you're getting like a relatively fast spawn cycle out of the minions here. I don't have another elixir of anti-venom. That's a bit of a bummer. We need to go craft one, because else I'm going to be missing out on 5% XP, and I don't think I can do that because I only have 30 minutes left. It's already going to be clutch as is, huh? One level and 35% needs to be done. Remembering back how long that took, like usually the push from 95 to 100 was kind of like a matter of a couple of days, right? Where you had to like really mindlessly farm like there's no tomorrow. Okay, let's ignore the dude. So that's what I mean. Like this one, it sometimes leads in the middle, and then there's like the last statue that I keep missing out on. You were starting your Sorc today, and I wish you all the fun, all the rage, all the happiness. You're gonna love it. The great part with Sorc is you can do firebolt leveling, you can do a flame wall, fire wall, I think. You can do you can still do chain lightning, I think, arc lash kind of gameplay. So they're like Sorc has so many level builds that are actually fun to play, right? You're not really pigeonholed into you're gonna play something. Because Necker is kind of like you gotta play minions with whatever, just to have the best time possible to level. Screw creativity. The hate you have for this game is what keeps you playing. Honestly, I'm enjoying the game more than ever. Like season 4 truly feels for me like season 1 again, like in terms of what I can do, how I can play, the experiments I've made, the things I've found out, the fun I've had. I really must say, like in terms of overall enjoyment, it's just been night and day, right? Just got me back. Back when 80 to 100 took so long, I think from level 85 on, you get punished. So what usually happened at level 85, and I think it still happens, that I think from level 85 on, it was 4 times the amount of XP to actually get to 100. Right? So suddenly the XP just quintupled. And you're just like, oh yeah, thank you for fucking me over for no reason. Like, I'm not sure what I did to deserve this. And they're like, yeah, you exist, so get wrecked. We're in the 5th week, chat. Okay, the 5th week is up and coming, and we're sitting here, and we're still making new builds. We're leveling up characters. We're having fun. There is the mid-season update. Have you forgotten about the mid-season update, chat? The 8th is when the season ends, and we're currently in June. The mid-season update has to happen very soon, right? So that's also very nice, because what can the mid-season update bring? New temper recipes? Are there new uniques coming? Skill changes? More skills? Bonus stuff? I mean, I'm not expecting too much from the mid-season update, obviously, because like there is no season theme, but you don't know, right? I mean, last time we had a mid-season update, we get the Abattoir of Zur. Just saying. The Goblin, no, the Goblin is the anniversary event, so that might have been a confusion for many. So the Goblins is literally just because of 1 year Diablo, so that was just bonus. But now it's like the Midwinter Blight, you know. But now we're also getting still the actual mid-season update at some point. The pet was the mid-season update. No, the pet also wasn't. Like, this is why I keep saying Blizzard is just currently swinging, and they're not stopping, because we get the pet for free because of the expansion announcement and everything. Right now, the mid-season update is essentially around the corner. Then after the mid-season update, you know what you forget, chat? What's with a season 5 PDR? Because if we're gonna get a season 5 PDR, it needs to happen at the start of July. So in the next 2 weeks, we should be getting a season 5 PDR as well, if we're getting a PDR, right? That was the timing last time. So that's also what's missing. So we're getting a mid-season update. We're getting a PDR. We're getting on the 18th, the Spiritborn. That's where we're going to see the first gameplay on the Spiritborn and on the new Endgame content. Boom. That's also around the corner. So that's the 18th of July. And then if that's the 18th of July with the PDR and with the mid-season update, I mean, we're almost, then we almost have the 8th of August, right? Like that's the tempo currently. I think that's great. I mean, if you consider how slow season 3 was, And with season 3, it's like, okay, we prolonged season 3 by another 4 weeks. And you're like, oh my fucking god, this is horrible. I don't want to play season 3 for another 2 weeks. I'm gonna jump. Don't stop me. Right? And this time we're week 5 in and everyone is still playing. I mean, the player numbers are actually growing at the current point. And it's, yeah. I don't think, you know, and then there's still people saying D4 bad and whining, right? Which is fine. Like, if that's your opinion, that may it be. Everyone has an opinion. Like, we have buttholes and some of them stink. Season 5 will be very short. Yes. That is already confirmed that season 5 will be more or less short. I think there was a tweet about it. So the plan is just to have a short season 5. Which is okay. I mean, like, if season 5 has a good season theme and it's like an 8 weeks long season, then, and that's it. Or 10 weeks long season. Give it like a tiny mid-season update. Okay, am I just getting like all the events in the world right now, Chad? Yesterday I complained about not getting events. Today I'm just like, keep them coming. My butthole smells amazing. I bet it does. I bet it does. Punch Mac Judo Chop. Fantastic name, by the way. Okay, chat, did we just get 98? And we were asking ourselves if we have enough time to get it done. And currently we're just like, we're almost halfway to 100. Like, what is this? I have to say, Sorceress so far has been the most exhausting gameplay for my wrist, though. Because you actually have to press a lot of buttons, right? When I, like, even my Necromancer has to press less buttons. Yeah, what I hope for is that the mid-season update and the PDR don't kind of like overlap each other. Because obviously we need the PDR to pre-test things, but I don't want these two things to overlap because I want to take my time enjoying whatever mid-season has, right? Deep diving whatever mid-season has. Not that like the PDR and the mid-season are like, you know, it's kind of like you have to choose. Do I want to play mid-season or do I want to play PDR? Wouldn't be a fan of that. Old Stone, Underroot, Conclave. You're making Barb? I mean, if I'm making Barb, it's gonna be... Thursday? If... Season 5 will be 2 months. Yes. Season 5 will be 2 months. As it seems. Which is also an interesting thing because they can experiment with a shorter season or they can use season 5 to try out new things, right? I might see it both ways. It's a short season, yes, but if it's a short season, they can experiment with new things a bit more. That might be perceived well, not perceived well, but then it's only a short season. If it doesn't work, you know, like you only have to suffer for a bit. Not for long. Are you also shitting on bosses? So far, yes, but we haven't tried Tormented yet. So any like tier 100 boss we can just eat. Any dungeon boss we can just eat. So they're not a... Oh, we missed one Sanguine Channeler. You know what? I'm not going to backtrack for the next Sanguine Channeler. I'm just moving into the next nightmare dungeon. Will there still be a season with the expansion coming? Well, I mean, the expansion will be this season itself, I think. So I that's what I assume. that the expansion is the season. So the expansion comes with what it comes with. There's changes planned. There's new endgame plan whatsoever. So there's enough season material. Playing Flamethrower Sorc, but you seem kicking butt with this build. Well, the problem with Flamethrower Sorc is you're kind of like this static thing that needs to stutter step forward to move in a direction, right? I'm just throwing like Frost Orbs in, and then I just move on, right? I'm just causing utter carnage with attack speed, and then I just move on after causing utter carnage. And it's a dive bomb build as well, so I do better if I actually dive bomb into everything. Because if I hit people with my flame shield and burn them, then I have more attack speed, and then I can make more. You know? So if I do actually to get burned people, then Azu's Ferocity triggers, and if Azu's Ferocity triggers, then Ancient Flame triggers, and I get more attack speed, and then I'm even more dangerous than before. Whee! That's kind of like how it works. So expansion is season 6, as it seems, yes. So X-Pax is probably going to be season 6. And that expansion comes with a lot of base game updates. I mean, you have to imagine season 6 is going to be as huge as season 4 right now. Because it is promised to have new skills, new Paragon boards, new legendary glyphs. Like the promises are actually really big for that season, because like, holy moly. And I hope they can live up to that, because if then I'm really happy. Because this is currently the main thing I've been missing, right? New Paragon boards and everything. Because I feel like I want Paragon boards for every core skill. Okay, I know this might be asking for a little bit too much, but you have 4 core skills, right? I want Paragon boards for a core skill. If I choose to play Bone Spear, I don't want an overall Bone Paragon board. Sure, that's nice. That is good also. But I want a Bone Spear Paragon board. I want a Frost Orb Paragon board, right? That does something special for that makes it desirable to use it. Because right now you're playing Blood or you're playing Bone, so you take the Blood board or the Bone board or the Lightning board or the what, right? But you're not taking like the Flamethrower board. I would really like that. For people that don't buy, they're missing out the season. No, because these are base game updates. Don't forget, like the things I just talked about are actual base game updates. So the new Paragon boards and stuff. So there's going to be the expansion, but there's also going to be base game updates. And I think the season is not going to be bound to the expansion. The expansion is just like it's going to be like somehow working together, but not mandatory. But we will see about that. I can't say, right? Also, I wouldn't see it as an issue if you're going to miss out on the season if you don't have the expansion. That's kind of like the thing. You want to keep playing the base game, Eternal, aka Eternal, right? The base game, aka Eternal, then you're good to go. But if you want to keep playing seasonal content, you might need the expansion. I guess that's just then the way it is. Spiritborn is for X-Pax only, X-Pax owners only. Yes, and here I have an interesting question to you, Chad. Okay, so Blizzard thought that they want, with the expansion, they want to introduce new co-op endgame. But what if everyone is playing Spiritborn? Chad. What if So what if everyone is playing Spiritborn and then there is co-op endgame content and it requires you to not play the same class, or like, you know, what if it's unfortunate? What if you kind of like, you know, it would be great if one would play Necro and the other would play Spiritborn. What then? The good thing will be that due to how fast you actually level characters, it's like, it's faster than ever, right? So no matter what you choose, like if you really want to get a Spiritborn to 100 to play the Spiritborn, then leveling up another 100 is just a matter of, right? I mean, step one will obviously beating the campaign. So I guess playing the Spiritborn and then beating the new campaign is going to be a good feeling. Ladies and gentlemen. No, I reset. That wasn't my plan. That was 2 hours and 29. Okay, Chad. 2 hours and 29, which puts us at a total of 5 hours and 3 minutes. 2 hours and 29. Yeah. Then we're at 7 hours and 30 something. 32. Yeah. 7:32. I'm good with that. And obviously, this brings us to the most important question first, Chad. Without tempering any item further or doing anything, what happens if we now go to a Pit 61? And then to Uber Lilith. Now a Quit Lilith? Yeah, we do Pit 61 and Quick Lilith. Should both be possible in time. It's rock and roll, ladies and gentlemen. You die? Well, if I die, I die. But I can clear tier 100, so I should be able to clear Pit 61. So fresh 100, 1 second ago. 20 minutes. Overflow. We get 20 minutes. No, I just love that Sorc's thingy is freezing. Right? So like I don't like you're gonna ask like, how am I gonna crowd control them if I don't play Frost Nova? Well, everything I do freezes. So how am I gonna crowd control them? I just exist and they're crowd controlled. Right? I just exist. And you're crowd controlled. Oh, once in a while I got feared. I made a mistake. I feel like we're making good time here right now. Let's see how the boss fight is going. I mean, for a fresh 100 without my masterwork weapons and everything, feeling very good. We can only get more attack speed, which actually makes me very happy. Oh, that was bad. That was bad. The moment you're like very, very greedy and it almost costs you your life, I would do it again. I regret nothing. The question is more, what about tormented bosses now, chat, right? So Pit 61 is good because that would mean like if I can do straight away a Pit 61 that I can farm my own materials, right? I don't have to lock a different character. So if you get Sorc up, you essentially don't have to worry about farming the pit. And obviously you would have like more masterworked items than me. Because that's like the thing, right? I have like minimal, like my Harlequin Crest is masterworked and my ring is a bit masterworked. But I don't like have any of my weapons or anything masterworked, right? Whereas if you actually played your way through the pit right now with your first character, you would like do like pit 1, 2, 3, 10, and so on, blah, blah, blah. You would actually end up with like masterworked shit together. Let's see that I don't actually waste my flame shield, right, on things. Okay, that was 4 minutes. The only problem is I don't see squad, so... Oh, I thought I could tank that for longer, but I forget that it's not up that long. Okay, that's working really good. That's really nice. But I gotta work on the visibility of not seeing things. Because I don't essentially see the allies there, right? A little bit of a bummer. That was a second really nice stagger there. Right? It was nice. I'm not gonna lie. Really loved that. GG, Chad. GG, masterwork unlocked. Woo! Is there benefit standing close to the enemy? I have a lot of damage to close, but I'll show you why. So, we are playing, first and foremost, the skill here, Isu's Ferocity. And we need to burn our enemy to get the Isu's Ferocity key passive to do its thing for bonus attack speed. So we actually need to stand close to have our Flame Shield continuously burn the enemy. And you can play the Mystical Ice Armor. While Ice Armor is active, you periodically chill close enemies for 20% and deal 15% increased damage to frozen enemies. And the Mythical Ice Armor essentially works as a bonus stagger. And that's kind of like where it's nice to stand close to enemies. And then we have damage to close anyways, because why would we not have damage to close? And then we're just, yeah. We're just doing the do. Okay, that was our first pit in like 5 minutes. That felt good, I'd say. For a brand new character to 100, correct? And all kind of shit stuff. Okay, let's dump that away quickly. We wanted to check with our shitty gear if I could content with Lilith. What's the level pit? That was 61. How did you get 969 million gold? He said 69. I did sell 1 rogue ring. It was, so if you have a greater affix lucky hit and a greater affix attack speed together in 1 ring, you can make at least 1 billion. I could have sold it probably for 3 billion because other rings of that skill were being sold for 5 billion. I just was okay with 1. You know, I was happy with 1. You gotta like just decide when are you happy. By the way, we still haven't spent 9 Paragon points, so this is not even the done Paragon board currently, because I'm simply didn't have like, you know, I need to redo this. Sold the same ring for 300 million. Then you weren't greedy enough, sir. Before you knew it was worth it. Yeah, then when you then you didn't check the prices. That's on you. I'm not taking the blame for this. I mean, we might have to like masterwork some item pieces to beat Lilith because she has like what 4 billion HP per phase. So I feel like, you know, in order to beat Lilith straight off the rip, I want to masterwork some. Mainly the weapon, to be honest, because like the problem is that your weapon is like the double casting thingy, right? So if you're not masterworking that, it's kind of like a stinker. Yeah, definitely want to masterwork. Because right now that damage wouldn't work against Lilith. So yes, dungeon out of the rib straight away, yes, but Lilith no currently. I mean, even if you could do her phase 1, which is possible actually, like just with enough perseverance, right? If we stagger her and whatsoever, so we would get it done. But that's not the point. Like getting it done and getting it done are two different things, right? Only because you could make your way to phase 2 somehow if everything goes well, doesn't mean that it's working good. So we have to redo the Paragon board currently because the Paragon board is not the end stage Paragon board for the equipment I'm wearing. Because there's an interesting thing you can do with teleports, because there's currently one Paragon board I'm not playing. And what can you do? So there is the Paragon board called... Oh, yeah, we have Elemental Summoner actually running, which is kind of nice, but that wasn't what we're looking for. This one here. So we got the Glyph of Charged. Picking up Crackling Energy grants you 15% bonus damage, right? 15% bonus damage, multiplicative. And what you're going to do is, since we teleport so much, instead of taking the teleport damage reduction... Instead of playing the teleport damage reduction that we're usually going here, you can play teleport deals 500% increased damage. It also forms crackling energy for each enemy hit up to 3. Which means that with every teleport, I'm essentially making a crackling energy, and then I'm picking up the crackling energies, and I'm getting like, you know, so on. It's kind of nice. Now, that being said, we just got fresh 100 chat. That means tomorrow we're going to redo the Paragon board. We're going to rehash the character. We're going to start masterworking up things. We're going to get our weapons finally pimped out because my weapons are okay, right? But we want that Frozen Orb thingy done. We need to temper our gear. So we have no temper on the chest. We have no temper on our boots, I guess. We get temper on gloves, so that's kind of nice. But there's a lot of tempers to redo because we're currently having damage to distant enemies and damage to distant enemies as we're standing close. That's shit. Good. I'll be back tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to be slaying everything left, right, and center. Have an eye on YouTube if you do want to see the guide with everything explained. Therefore, wish you a very good fun and a very good day. Thank you for coming and watching. And tomorrow's going to be a long day again. So sorry for the short one, but we picked it up to 100 in 7 hours and 32 minutes.